Google Keep. I can use Google Keep to store specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. Also, I can use Google Keep to efficiently provide specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. And so first, to get started, you have to go to the Chrome Web Store, search for the Google Keep Chrome extension, and download the extension. And then once you have the extension downloaded, you can use Google Keep to store specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. And what you'll see is at the top of the page, a box where you can add the title of what information you're storing. You can list the items that you are going to be storing under this identified header. If you need to undo or redo anything, you can. If this is a super important piece of information you want to keep close at hand, you can pin it to the top of the page. You can organize by having all of your topics color-coded, as well as add collaborators so that other people can see the tips that you have saved in Google Keep. This feature, the collaborator feature, is wonderful because if you work with a team of teachers, then you can include all those teachers as collaborators and they can add information to this particular note over the course of time. They'll have access to the note, you'll have access to the note, and everybody can add in information. So working smarter, not harder, by working together as a team. And so you can use the Google Keep Store to store specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. This is my Google Keep page. This is the one, all of these are identified under comments. So these are comments that I can use when reading student work. And then if capitalization is an issue, I can go to the note titled capitalization and seek the appropriate comment that should be placed within the student's paper so the student can either be complimented on their use of capitalization or they can receive a tip on how to improve capitalization. And so to create a new note in Google Keep, simply click on this box that says take a note, and I can title it. And this is going to be paragraphs. I am going to be creating a note for paragraphs. And specifically, I am going to add the label comments because I want this to show up under the comments list. And then I can add a collaborator. And so one of the individuals that I collaborate with is Carlene Zarnick. And so I can save her as a collaborator, and then I can begin taking my note. Now, I want to do show checkboxes, so then it's laid out quite nicely so that I can save several tips under paragraphs. And so my note is going to be about how appropriate ways to paragraph in tips for paragraphing in a paper. And I have a YouTube clip that goes with this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the address for this YouTube clip, and I'm going to embed it in my note. So my YouTube clip is now embedded in the note, and my tip to the student is going to be that pay attention to paragraph. Actually, I'm going to change it up and say writers start a new paragraph when the speaker changes. Watch the video for tips regarding starting a new paragraph when the speaker changes. And then I always like to tell the writers to self-correct throughout the rest of your paper. So now I have this set up for paragraphs. Writers start a new paragraph when the speaker changes. Watch the video for tips regarding starting a new paragraph when the speaker changes. Self-correct throughout the rest of your paper. I can close this. I have a collaborator. It's identified as comments, and then I can close it. And so anytime that paragraphs regarding when the speaker changes is an issue, I have this comment saved. So then the next step is to use Google Keep to efficiently provide specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. And so as you can see, this is a copy of student work, and I have taught students about coordinating conjunctions and how to punctuate compound sentences appropriately. This particular student had moments where they forgot to punctuate compound sentences appropriately, and so I was able to use my comments about coordinating conjunctions saved within Google Keep to copy and paste that as a comment for the student, and then there's the YouTube clip attached so they can also watch the YouTube clip for a reminder regarding compound sentences. And so I'll give you an example of how I can use this in student writing. This particular student has done a really nice job with their writing, but they were struggling with complex sentences. And so this paragraph here, my alarm goes off. Before I even look at the time, I shut off the irritating beeping of the alarm clock. So there's a couple things going on here. We've got a spelling issue, and we also have a complex sentence that needs appropriate punctuation. So I can highlight this and open up the comment box. All the way on the right, I can click on Google Keep, search comments, and then I know I have conjunctions saved within Google Keep, and so I can use the comment that I have regarding conjunctions. So I can copy it and then paste it in the student's paper, and I can click comment. And so now they will read Awubis, when a subordinate conjunction is at the beginning of a sentence, a comma is required in the middle of the sentence. And they can then click on this link for a YouTube clip that will provide instruction and review a reminder about how to punctuate complex sentences. And so the next step in this process is to remember that Google Keep is an excellent resource to store specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips. The second thing to remember is Google Keep. You can use Google Keep to efficiently provide specific and developmentally appropriate content-focused tips to students. And because those Screencastify videos were uploaded to YouTube, then I am able to provide review videos for the students to take a peek at so they can be reminded of the skill and how to utilize the skill appropriately.